Baby Paul, BPZ, formerly the Beat Miners, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with my dude Keith holding me down, you know what I'm saying, straight from the UK. So I'm here for y'all so I can get y'all an update on what I've been up to, you know what I mean? Brooklyn, Queens, kind of a little bit of both. I was born in Harlem, raised in Brooklyn, Queens, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've been in the game 10 years, I'm still here, it's a blessing. You know, I'm having the time of my life making music right now. I'm halfway into my album. I'm doing a producer album. It's gonna be called The Making. It's kind of gonna pick up where I left off when I did the Beat Miners project with Raucous Records. Right now I'm doing it with Koch Records, and it's gonna be featuring a lot of the artists I have relationships with, like AZ, Nas, as well as a couple of new artists like Angelus from Brooklyn, a new artist named Nova from Cleveland. Who else? I'm working on something put together with Free from 106 and Park. Of course, my dude Capone that y'all spoke to earlier, you know what I'm saying, from CNN. Truth Hurts, you know what I'm saying, fresh out of LA. I'm trying to holler at DJ Quick right now. Lost Professor, I did a remake of a classic joint from the Main Source album. I ain't even gonna tell y'all about that just yet. That's exclusive. You gotta get the album for that to find that out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm having a good time right now. Just growing up listening to hip hop, being a fan of it. I used to just listen to all the mix shows. I used to switch channels, listen to Red Alert, Chuck Chill Out, to like Marley Marl, Mr. Magic, you know what I'm saying? And like just being a fan of it and like wanting to be inside of it, I started like just digging into like collecting records and stuff like that. And then I used to intern back in 1990. That's like almost 15 years ago. I used to intern in Power Play Studios in Long Island City. That was a studio where a lot of hip hop greats was like putting it down, like Eric B and Rakim and Keras One. Around that time, I think Eric B and Rakim was doing a Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em album with MCA Records, and Keras One was doing an Edutainment album and the Blueprint here, fresh off the Blueprint album. And like, you know, I was just like fresh out of high school, went to college, going to college, interning in the studio, learning the ropes, like learning the equipment, investing in my own record collection and my own equipment. I was working part-time. Matter of fact, I used to work at UPS back then, part-time and going to school, and I would invest my finances into like my equipment just to learn how to make beats and learn the ropes in the studio. And like Lost Professor was like my first peer as a producer, because like around that time he was developing his sound with Main Source, and then he was like one of the first people I learned from about going the independent route, putting out music, because you know he couldn't get a deal. So like he and the cats he was working with, Sir Scratch and K Cut, they put together a project. And I think their mom, the DJ's moms, was like managing them at the time, so they released a single and kind of like made the name for themselves. And that was like my inspiration as far as learning how to make beats, because at that time Lost Professor was not only doing his project, he was doing beats for Rakim, doing beats for Coogee Rap. Matter of fact, Coogee Rap was working at that studio at that time too, doing a Wanted Dead or Alive album. You know, that's a classic hip hop album. I think, to me personally, still one of G-Rap's best records to his credit. You know what I'm saying? It was watching that album in progress that really made me want to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like I built my relationship with Mr. Walk from the Beat Miners. You know what I'm saying? Like he used to work at the Music Factory in Jamaica, Queens, is where I grew up. You know, my mom lived in Jamaica, Queens before, and I was living in Brooklyn, you know, there. And me and Walt got real cool and started hanging real tough, and around that time, his brother Evil D was developing Black Moon, and that's how like the affiliation with Beat Miners came about, because we were friends first, then we started working together, doing beats together, and then when Evil D put out the single with Nervous Records through Chuck Chill Out, the Who Got the Props record took off, and then that kind of set off the Black Moon movement, which led to the boot camp movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and my first couple of records was like being around doing a Black Moon project, you know, kind of like ghost producing and stuff, just throwing my 2 cents in all the records that was being made. And then after Black Moon did their thing, Nervous gave Buckshot a chance to put out another group, Smith and Wesson. So me and Walt even did like a lot of development in the crib, and you know, put beats together to set up their stuff. And the first single I think was a joint called Let's Get It On. I think they Walt produced, and like I did a couple of beats, and then we did the Bucktown record, and then it led to the first Smith and Wesson album, which was The Shining. And that was like my first shot at producing records. Like I did 3 songs in that album. I did a song called Recognize. I did a song called Home Sweet Home, where I sampled I was the first person to sample Roy Ayers' We Live in Brooklyn. That was like a heavily sampled cat back in those days, Roy Ayers, you know what I'm saying? Me and I think Diggle Planets were the first people to use the sample We Live in Brooklyn off the Roy Ayers He's Coming out. And I think that album inspired the artwork for the album cover for the Smith Wesson album. Because like Still was at my crib one day while I was making beats for the album. And he saw the Roy Ayers album cover. And he was like, yo, this album cover is crazy. He took it to the photographer once the album's done. And they like used the album cover of the original Roy Ayers record as inspiration for the album cover for The Shining. So that's why you see the whole boot camp in the circle and the eye in the middle. You know what I'm saying? If you got that Roy Ayers album, He's Coming. It's kind of like derived from that same album cover. So, you know, the Smith Wesson joint, that was my first project, and, you know, that's what got my name out there, so as far as producing, and, you know, the whole Beatminerz affiliation, we ended up doing a lot of records together over the years from that point on, you know, Helter Skelter, OGC, another Black Moon record, you know what I'm saying? So, I was a part of that movement for about a good 6-7 years, you know, doing beats for all those cats. And then, you know, that kind of like set me up in terms of the following that I had to be able to work outside of that and do records with like Outlawz, Fat Joe, did eventually Nas, AZ, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm here now. Pretty much, I think after doing the Beatminerz album with Rawkus, you know, we kind of parted ways. Not on a personal level, but more on a professional level. Like I kind of felt like we were like having somewhat creative differences in terms of the direction we was trying to take our music. But you know, it's all love, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still a Beatminerz for life because, you know, like my whole approach to making music comes from where I came from, and that's nothing I would never walk away from. That's my foundation no matter what. I kind of consider the Beatminerz and boot camp like my alma mater. Like, you know, like if you're going to school for something, you learn from that. And then once you graduate, you know what I'm saying, you take it to the next point of your career. Like I feel like that whole situation as far as the Beatminerz and boot camp, that was like my alma mater. I went from junior high to high school to college, you know what I'm saying? And then I think, you know, that point in 2001 of my career, I was like, I graduated and then I got to work with greats like Nas, you know what I'm saying, and AZ. So that was like the pinnacle of me getting to the point where I felt I needed to go in my career and trying to take things in my own, take matters and business in my own hand and take my music to the next level. Cool. For my album, The Making, it'll be out later on this year, like summer. And I just did a mixtape album called Underground Veteran, 10 Years in the Making, because as of this year, it's just 10 years I've been producing music, you know what I mean, and being in the game. And I just took it upon myself to take some songs from our catalog over the years, as well as some exclusive unreleased joints like I did a remix for John Legend for the first single, Used to Love You, but Sony didn't put it out. It featured Consequence, which is a homie from that used to be down with Tribe Called Quest, and he also is signed to Kanye West label. So I got a remix, an exclusive remix for Consequence with John Legend on a mixtape album, and I got like some unreleased stuff with Buckshot, a remix I did for D'Angelo with Method Red off that first single off his last album. You know what I'm saying? As well as all the classic stuff I did with Boot Camp and stuff like that. It was just like me taking it upon myself to like just put some of my work out there, just as a reminder for cats who haven't heard from me in a while. So, about to go down. Cool. It's the year of the underdog. Oh yeah, of course, as far as some of the new artists I'm working with, like shout out to my dude Angelus, you know what I'm saying, from Brooklyn. He was making a name for himself in the past year. I was working with his management company, rounding it out, and he ended up on K-Slade's last album with Sony, and I'm gonna have him on my album on a song called On Our Way. And there's another artist named Nova from Cleveland. He's amazing. It's just a matter of time. He's gonna be on my album too, and he's got a mixtape out right now. He's just rounding it out, trying to circulate himself in the industry. And I think AZ and Nas have been talking about doing a project together. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that pans out. And of course, new artist named Quan, that's from VA, signed to Nas now. You know, he's gonna come out with a project this year. He's also gonna be featured on my album. That's my dude. Shout out to Bad News VA, Newport News. You know what I'm saying? Quan is definitely one of the best new artists I've come across. That's definitely gonna be a bright future. He's gonna have a bright future. Guaranteed. You checking out Baby Paul BPZ, you know what I'm saying? You watching Anarchy Records presents Gutter Collection Volume 1 for the streets of the UK. Holla at your boy. The Make It coming soon. It's going down 05. Underground Veteran. It's the year of the underdog. You heard me?